live from Japan. It is Thursday, July 12th, and this is Stark Raving Totals. Welcome to the segment. Not a huge day. Well, not a huge day of sports. It's another great day, another wonderful day here in Japan. It's hot, really hot and humid. We're coming to you live here in the morning in Japan, covering the sports day for the afternoon in America, looking at Major League Baseball and WNBA. Unfortunately, one game is already gone off. It's almost halftime with Dallas versus LA right now, and they're scoring a ton of points. Personally, I do have one unit on the over in that game. I hit that like right when I woke up, and yeah, wow, 90. Well, so far 92 points with a minute left in the first half. But welcome to the segment. This is where we're going to talk about Major League Baseball is what we're going to talk about today. And we're going to touch almost every game today as far as just leans and not sides so much, but leans and things I like personally. Really good pitching matchups today across the board. So I'm going to be talking about several games, but I got one pick on the card. I think this is a really tough day to pick. Unlike our last segment, we did go 2-0, fortunately. Luckily, if you caught the picks, we just snuck in there on both of them. But today's different than our last segment. Last segment, the board was just like, who knows what's going to happen. Today, it's kind of the same thing, but you know all the pitchers. Some really excellent matchups, across the board. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. Let me make sure I'm all connected correctly. Who knows what's going to happen? And I am, because you can hear me on. There's the volume right there. I've got to take that off. Okay. Check this out. So, there's a lot of good pitchers going today. My goodness. So the first game up on the board that's going off the soonest is Pivetta versus Gosman. And Gosman's actually pitched pretty good recently. And Pivetta has not. But this could be a good bounce back spot for him against a Baltimore team that cannot hit. My goodness. We had them on the under yesterday. If you caught us on a Jimmy and Pete show, we had the under, and Sonny Gray was great. But gosh darn, they just snuck in there to get a push for us. But I really thought we had a good shot there on the under. It could have gone over as well. So, we'll take the push. But boy, Baltimore's really struggled. So Pivetta has a good chance to probably pitch well today. So I'm not really sure. Right now, the line was at 9. Higher juice on the over, but it's been pushed, at least as far as the juice is concerned, to the other way, where it's about like minus 115 on the under at some places. All right, so just a real quick overgloss of today's schedule. You got Miley versus Tyon. Tyon's, I really like him for Pittsburgh. It's at 8. It seems like odds makers are just kind of throwing out to see what sticks because Miley's just getting back. You don't know what you're going to get from him. He's a pretty good Major League pitcher. You got Scherzer versus Matz. 2 really good Major League pitchers. Lines at 7 makes perfect sense. But the juice has been pushed from minus 120 on the under to now it's minus 120 on the over. That one, I'm curious about that one. You got the public is mostly on the under as well. Little bit of a steam move, just a touch. Hasn't moved the line though. Later on in the National League, we got the Dodgers versus San Diego. Low scoring affair yesterday. Maeda I thought looked great. He was so good here in Japan. I've always really liked him. He's also a really good guy. He was really popular in Japan just because he's got a really good personality. Probably don't know a lot about that, but he is actually pretty funny. So is Tanaka. Actually, they both have really good senses of humor. Why they were also, really popular in Japan, and also they can shove it. But the Dodgers versus San Diego. So we had a low scoring affair yesterday. It's at 7.5. Stripling versus Ross. Stripling's pitched well recently. He had a really good last start. Ross he's a good Major League pitcher. 7.5 seems about right. Kind of like the under. I'm not really sure about that one. So let's get to the American League. These are all the really good matchups are happening here. You got Happ versus Price, 2 good left-handed pitchers. If you go to Sportsbook Review, and don't forget SBRpicks.com. Sportsbook Review, that's the main webpage. Our YouTube channel, that's this right here. Always got to mention that. And Facebook's got a lot of cool stuff as well for Sportsbook Review, if I could talk. So check that out. So in the American League, a lot of good matchups. So, I digress. If you check out Sportsbook Review and if you look at the totals today and if you hover over the opener, So you can see where the percentages are. It's like 50-50 across the board. It's like, I mean, right now it's flip a coin. I mean, if you got a really strong opinion on one game, let us know and why, because I'd like to see somebody defend their position as to why they like a certain play or not. I think everything's up for grabs today. I think the overs and the unders are all in play. There's one game I particularly like. I don't love it, but I like it, so I'm going to take it, and I'll get to that in just 1 second. So we get, of course, you got sorry, back to what I said. You got Toronto Boston at half versus Price. Started at 9.5. It's dropped down to 9. That makes sense. Two good left-handers. Then you got, of course, the best game of the day, New York versus Cleveland. Cleveland just knocked the cover off the ball yesterday. New York did it as well. They combined for, if you put their runs together, 28 runs. And now they come in today with 7.5. And it's some places it's dropped to 7. Now I saw it drop to 7. Now some places it's crept back up to 7.5 within the last 30 minutes. It was at 7.5. Severino versus Kluber. Two guys with ERAs under 3, whips hovering around 1. I mean, both guys can just be lights out. It looks like a pretty easy undercall. It looks like it's one of those games where it's a pitcher's duel, and everybody knows it's a pitcher's duel, so it might just kind of sneak over the number. I don't know. I actually had that one up on my card, and I was going to take the under, and finally I couldn't decide. I don't want to get scared off by the fact they swung the bat so well yesterday, because this is just a different scenario. Two really good pitchers. Okay. Intriguing matchup later with Tampa Bay and Minnesota. Again, odds makers looking for something that will stick. It's throwing the 8 out there with Snell versus Gibson. He hasn't pitched that well recently, but he's a good major league pitcher. And Snell, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe he's snubbed from the All-Star game, so he might come in and just shove it. Minnesota can hit a little bit, though. 8 seems about right with the numbers. Seems about right, especially with Gibson's numbers. Okay. The game I got, later game. Paxton versus Skaggs. All right, so first of all, yesterday they did nothing. It was a 3-0 final. Angels got the ball shoved. They swung the bats a lot better versus Leak, but that was expected. So right now, odds makers have it at 7.5. And that actually looks a little bit low, but it's not. There was higher juice on the under, and I'm going under. It hasn't really moved. Some places it's gone to like -115, -110. Just depends on your book. I'm going under. And let me tell you why. So first of all, the Angels are the worst in the American League hitting against lefties. They're the worst. They're hitting like 210. They're terrible. Seattle is actually a pretty good team. Well, sorry, pretty good hitting team versus lefties is what I want to say. But they don't really change versus righties or lefties. Right now in the season, they're hitting 258. And it doesn't change that much versus left-handers. About the same, about 260, something like that. The last 3 games, though, they haven't swung the bats particularly well. Now, they did score 3 runs yesterday, but if you look at their last 3 games, I mean, the first game also versus the Angels, they scored 3 runs. And their last 3 games combined, they're hitting 211. And they got to face Skaggs today, who's pretty darn good. He's actually coming back. He had to miss 1 start with a groin injury, but his last 5 starts, he's given up 3 earned runs. He's been stellar. Seattle on the road this year, they're hitting the ball really well, hitting 260. But gosh, the Angels they've been terrible at times. I mean, the last 3 games haven't been bad, but they're hitting 229 at home. I mean, they're just not you get past Trout, and they're just not a very good hitting team. They're not. I mean, if you can, honestly, I mean, you look at, like, Cron hasn't done much this year. You know, he just got back recently. Pujols is just a little bit, beyond his years. Upton has moments at time. That's about it. I mean, Simmons is okay sometimes, but I mean, you look at them across the board. I mean, outside of Trout, there's just not a lot to be scared of. And Paxton is a good major league pitcher. Okay, so 3.49 ERA, which is a little bit high, but this is what I like. 1.07 WHIP. On the road, 1.12. That's what I like. I like his WHIP. And he's coming off. Sure, get this off. He's coming off kind of a tough outing versus Colorado, where he allowed just 7 hits in 7 innings, but he allowed 4 earned runs with a home run. But he had 9 strikeouts. He has 20 strikeouts his last 2 games. He has 30 strikeouts his last 3 games. I mean, he's just freaking good, man. He should come in and shove it. He's had a couple bumpy outings. A couple. his last 10 starts, one was versus Boston. I saw that game, and that was just he had one bad inning where it was just everything went weird for him. And then the other one was versus the Yankees. Two good hitting teams, but still, he still allowed 4 earned, in 5 innings, which at New York is not horrific. I mean, that just happens. That Yankees team can flat out hit. He still had 9 strikeouts. I mean, he can just come in. I think he's going to shove it. I think the Angels are going to really struggle today. So that's Paxton. I think he pitches well versus an Angels team that can really struggle to hit. There's a reason why this is 7.5. There's a reason why it's so low. Skaggs, good numbers on the year, 2.64 ERA, 1.22 whip. I already mentioned the fact he had 3 earned runs in his last 5 starts. He's been a road warrior. His last home start versus Texas is 0 earned runs, 4 hits. Really solid. And then prior to that, versus Tampa Bay and Minnesota, he allowed 3 earned in 12 innings. These are all his last 3 home starts. He's been stellar. Seattle's a pretty good hitting team, but I think Skaggs does. You might want to look at the first 5 innings as well. I like the under. If they get there, they get there. It's 1 unit. I ain't going to kill myself over it. I like the under. I think they're going to struggle today. Okay. And that's it for me. A lot of good pitching matchups. Let me check out this WNBA game real quick because we are live. What's the halftime? 48-49. Wow. How many did they score in the second quarter? They scored 57 freaking points in the second quarter. Let's look at the halftime line since we're here. Are you guys here? Oh, you guys are here. Great. Clicking on my little windows here. Hold on. Let's check out this halftime line. So, wow. Well, my over is definitely in play. I got him at 164. Like right when I woke up. Actually, for me, I get up really early in Japan, and the game went off usually right when I wake up. So I set my alarm for 10 minutes earlier because I knew I wanted it. Sorry, the reason being is because the lines in WNBA usually come out late, and it didn't come out until after I went to bed. So I knew I had to get up a little bit early to jump on it. And in Japanese baseball, we have the All-Star game is today. Interesting note, in Japan for the All-Star game, they actually play a few games and they travel throughout Japan. Pretty cool, huh? Isn't that a neat idea? So they go, though, I don't know if they go north or south, whatever, but they go to 3 or 4 different spots in Japan and they'll play an All-Star game. So it's like a series. It's kind of neat. So they don't just play one game. And they don't really take it very serious. It's really just kind of a fun event. And so the unders are usually in play. I don't know about that this year. Sorry, I'm just talking to myself right now. So second half of this Dallas LA game, it's at 80. Right now, higher juice is on at my book. Oh, it's just moved. Juice is just bumped. It's at 80. I think they get over the second half as well, but I'm not going to take it because I'm already on the 164. It's moved again. People are jumping on the over. Wow, some serious line movement. But I don't want to mess with that because I'm fine with 80 because 80 still gets me to my number, and there's no reason to double up on it. And Dallas is getting 4, and it's a 1-point lead for the Sparks. Wow, it's moved again. Everybody's jumping on the over 80 in the second half. We don't do this again. It's moved. Wow, we don't really do this live stuff. So second half lines out for WNBA. For me, I'm laying off it. I'm already on the over, so I'm gonna lay off it. Okay. So for us, we got Skaggs, Paxton. I'm going Angels, Seattle. We're going under the 7.5. That's it for me. Great game today. What do you guys got? Not a ton of action going on today. All right. Good morning, Semajay, Triple Beans. What's up? Stark. Oh, Genki desu. Oh, Genki desu. Genki desu. He's asking me how I am. It's not one word though. That's very formal of you. Usually you don't use the O. It's just Genki. If you use in Japanese, if you say O before something, that makes it honorific. But anyways, I digress. So yeah, I'm Genki. Genki means I'm well. Semajay, good call yesterday on the Yankees game. I got 9. Good. I'm glad you got a 9.5. I was really disappointed in that one. I should have won. Triple Beans, excellent news. I was hoping you get your thoughts on some of these pitching matchups. Severino Kluber, I mean, can you say shove it? Yeah. That's gonna. You want to lean on the under on that one, huh? I mean, I did, but I'm probably gonna lay off of it. I think there's better value on that Skaggs-Paxton game. Mally Mal, I like the over there in the Pittsburgh game. Okay. I really like that, man. I just think he's dirty. And Miley just got back. I don't know what you're going to get from him today. So maybe. Andrew, for WNBA, I got the Wings +7. Okay, that's looking okay right now. And Major League Baseball, I caught the overnight line with the Rays and Snell at -110. Yeah, he might shove it today. Yesterday, Andrew. Yesterday, I had the Mets and Phillies under the 7 and the over 11.5 in the Arizona and Rocky. Hey, did that 11.5 hit in the Arizona game? I'm not sure. Can you write that in? Holy moly. Them in Cleveland. Wow. Colorado and Cleveland went nuts yesterday. Let's finish strong before the All-Star break. Yeah, it'd be nice to pick up a couple winners here. Just one today I'd be happy with. Adam, what is up? Long time no see. Adam, good to see you. Tilo, konnichiwa. Stark-sama, great to catch you live. Good, Tilo, good to see you. Freddie, talking to Mally Mal. And Sema J, I like the under on the Twins game. Twins are 24th in OPS versus left-handed pitching. Well, and Snell's just really good. What else we got? Talking to each other. Paco, what's up, everybody? What's up? Freddie on Boston. Paco, Stark, I'm with you on this under. Do you lean Seattle on the side? Well, you'd think with Paxton, but Skaggs has been good, man. I think that game can go either way. Rally Mal, oh, yeah, they both haven't been pitching well, but pitches well versus each other, each other. Teams just like Yankees and Indians. I like the under there as well. Okay. Triple beams. I think lines makers are hiding the Phillies in plain sight. Fading Baltimore at only -104. Yeah, a team that's something like 9-33. That's 9-33, guys. The last 41. They find ways. They're bad. ESPN said today, Baltimore is bad. Manny Machado is not. I thought that was funny. Mally Mel, 82.5. I'm not sure what you're referring to. Perhaps that's a WNBA game. Don't tempt me to go back to that. I'm laying off that. I'm gonna keep my 164. Francisco, I love the overview you do for the whole card. Okay, to begin the show last 2 days. Keep it up. Very informative. It takes you a minute. What it takes Low Shack an hour to do. I love Pete, man. Pete's awesome. He's so good. All right, guys. Okay, what do we got here? What do we got here? All right, let's see here. So let me take a look at the card here. Let's see. Francisco. We got Francisco coming in here. And then Jimmy's just like, he's like, yeah, all right, well, I don't know about this game, and I've been struggling, and they're so honest, and it's just, I love their segment so much because they're so frigging real, and they're so cool, and they're funny, and when I have a chance to jump in there, I really like doing it. And I don't do their impressions very well at all. Jimmy's probably a lot better at that sort of stuff, but they're just awesome. What a great segment, huh? That show should get really big. It's a lot of fun. Tune into that. That'll be coming up in an hour after this segment. So check it out. I'll try and jump in there as well. Freddie, first 5 under in the Angels game. Yeah, maybe that might be a good call. Usually I think the juice is probably high. I don't like to pay that high a juice, but we'll see. Padres, Dodgers, under 2. Yeah, it looks like a lot of unders today. I know. Everything will probably go over when we say that. Mally Mal, unders on these good teams been killing me lately. Yeah, but it goes up and down, man. You just got to stick to your guns. You got to stick to your guns. And Nate with the parlay. Boston, Pitt, Seattle, New York. Ooh, going with the Yankees. At Cleveland. I don't know. They kind of like to play New York. Mally Mal, Sparks are trash. I don't know what happened to that home defense. Yeah, it's just sometimes teams run like that. They'll be okay. It's just about the All-Star break for WNBA as well. Let's continue on down. And hail to the victors. Loves the Dodgers. Freddie Richard, Dodgers on the over. I'm really wavering on that game. I'm gonna continue. I don't know what to say. Paco, Stark, you should do in-game segments for half units. I should? Tell me why. Why should I? Why are you? Let me ask you this, Paco. Why are you betting with my money right now? That's what I want to know. Half unit for me. That's still triple digits, man. That's no joke. I'm not messing around. A half unit for an in-game stuff. I don't know, man. I don't know. I will say this though: in-game betting, live betting, that is the wave of the future. Paco, good to see you, man. Ron, have you checked out the NBA Summer League tourney, like the over 168 Clippers Lakers game? No, but let me give a shout out to my friend Ronnie, who I've been who's in Vegas, and we've been texting back and forth quite a bit recently. He'll check. Hopefully, he'll check out this segment. Sorry, not this Ron, a different Ron. Actually, I won't give his last name. But he's been asking me as well if I've been checking out the NBA Summer League. So no, I have not. I've not checked out the Summer League that much. I think there are so many variables in that. And for me personally, living in Japan, it's really hard to catch it because it's just kind of obscure on the outskirts as far as ESPN is concerned. I mean, you have to dig in to find like what's going on in the games. So I have not checked that out. I paid a lot more attention to it last year, but this summer's been particularly busy for me because my kids are getting older, so we've got more going on for them. Ron, great to see you. Mally Mal. Okay, let's continue on down. You just said yeah. Semide, do you think the Mets game will go underneath? Underneath what? Underneath the ocean? You mean under, right, buddy? That's Semide. And I mean buddy. If I could talk too. Semide, man, I don't know. So Semide, let's talk. So we got Mats versus Scherzer. Yeah, you'd think it would go under. I'm surprised Washington's such a big favorite, and that Mats is good. We'll see. Let's continue. Good stuff today. Okay. Got Mally Mal got D-backs under the floor today. Nate, Angels don't hit left-handed pitching. No, they don't. Like I said, they're hitting like 210. They're the worst in the American League. Freddie Richard with the nice. Nate Paxton, big downhill tilt on the FB. I'm guessing that you mean fastball. He's just good, man. Francisco, have you taken a look at week 1 college football lines? No. Texas should destroy Maryland. And how does the OU Florida Atlantic not go over 80? I've not looked at it yet, but that intrigues me. I can't wait. I'll do some college football. I love college football. I love taking, again, plus money line is where it's at with college football, just like the WNBA. Plus money line is where it is at. Nate, dirty breaking ball with Big Maple. Who's Big? Is that Paxton because he's Canadian? He's just freaking good, man. Don, do you review odds and picks for the Summer League in this live? No, I don't. No, I don't. Thank you for the question, Don. Richard, sorry I came in late. What's the play today? We're going with the Angels and Seattle. You don't ever have to say sorry, buddy. By the way, Richard. Angels, Seattle, I'm going under the 7.5. It's not a lock by any means, but for one unit, I'm going to take a shot with it. We've actually picked up some units the last few days. Sean Robertson. Sean, good to see you. Loshak must say, I'm just scanning for comments 50 times in show. Yeah, he's awesome, man. All right, let me see here. What do you got? What do you got? And Jimmy's so funny. Jimmy's like, he goes so up and down. He'll be so calm for a minute, and then he'll be like, yes. I love those guys, man. It's an awesome show. I'll try and jump in there, like I said. Mally Mal had first 5 under lean on the Angels. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I like the under on that. Paco, are you a college football? Yes. Segment continues through football season, and these weekend segments will be a blast. Yeah, we'll definitely be hitting up college football. I'll have it's a totals, but I'll talk about some leans I like as well. What I love college football. It's probably my 4th best sport. I don't do NFL. NFL, I'm terrible. I'm the worst NFL capper in the world. I'm awful at it. It's like me playing poker. I'm terrible at poker. I know how to play it, but I'm awful. Ron, Scherzer, Mats could be a good first 5. Yeah, that could be. Mally Mal in the Angel. Okay, correction. Lloyd Christmas pitchers duel at Coors. I know after yesterday, huh? I was looking at it as well. It's almost the under. I mean, you almost had to take the under today. Play of the day in the NBA Summer League. I have no idea. I'll look at some line movement though, just for giggles. If I have a chance, that is. Anthony, Tampa Bay, half under. Don, +1. Anthony, okay, getting back to each other. Freddie, going with the under on that lean. Okay, with Mal. Okay, guys. Sorry, you guys are talking to each other. Let's continue on down. Francisco, it seems Japanese culture is drenched with ghosts and the supernatural. Is that a legit observation? And does it have something to do with the Shinto? Yeah, a little bit. Like there's like some of the festivals and stuff have a lot to do with spiritual stuff. What they actually take one of the bigger holidays that'll be coming up pretty soon here is called Obon. It's a whole week where families will go back to their homes and they'll basically pray and not worship, but they'll have time spent going to a cemetery or basically kind of worshiping their ancestors. Not, I don't know, worship is kind of a strong word, where they recognize their ancestors. They get like a whole week off for that. It's called Obon Week. It's pretty bananas. So yeah, there is a lot of ghosts and stuff like that, because it's not really like, for me, I would say I'm a Christian. That's what I would say. But in Japan, it's not. There's a lot of Buddhists, a lot of Shintoists. It's just there's a lot of different beliefs. So with the shit, it's different, man. Yeah, supernatural and stuff is really prevalent in Japan. Yes, because it's not like America, where Americans I would say it's generally a Christian country. Generally, I really don't think it is actually, but it seems like there's a big wave now more towards atheism. But in Japan, I don't want to get too much on religion or anything like that, because that's not what this is about. It's very, very different. Yeah, it's very spiritual, but there's no really set belief. If you ask a Japanese person, they'll say they believe in a god, but they don't know who the god is. It's interesting. It's really, you guys got to come here. We've talked about Japan, and and I don't mind talking about religion and stuff like that, even or the fact that I'm a Christian, or I don't mind any of that stuff. But you guys got to come to Japan. It's fascinating. You guys got to come to Japan. Okay. Freddie talking to each other. Mally Mal, I made a mistake. I was saying I had. Oh, okay. What you had yesterday. Okay. Good correction. Tamor, hey, what's up? Freddie, oh darn. Ron, ESPN2 has been televising NBA summer games from 4:30. Oh, that's awesome. See, I don't have ESPN2, especially when I'm on vacation. Triple Beams, plus Moneyline Dog. Anyone like the Jays first 5, Hap versus Price? I'm taking the plus 141. I'll push if they are tied. That's not a bad call. Hap's good, man. Not a bad call. Mally Mal, I haven't looked at what's today's line. Okay, Tomor. Murphy is starting to hit 4 for 4 last game. Nationals bullpen isn't great with Doolittle out, though. I like Doolittle. Freddie Starks, are you not afraid Seattle will hit Angels pitcher? No, I like Skaggs, man. Skaggs been good. Seattle's a good hitting team. Look, again, it's a 1-unit play, 7.5. I like the under. I think both guys pitch well. I don't think they get there. We'll see. Maybe they do. Paco, I only said that because I thought you would be good at it, and you mentioned that you don't do it much, so it would be challenging. Is that, Paco? What are you referencing to? I have to go back. Yeah, call it with college football. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I'm usually pretty successful with college football. Nate, Wade Miley off the DL at Pitt. Yeah, we got that. So I don't really know how he's going to pitch today. Let's see. Tamor, Paxton's issues has been lefties. Angels don't really have any good ones in the lineup. I can't see the game going over unless Skaggs gets hammered. Yeah, Seattle does hit lefties. Seattle can hit. Yeah, you everything you said there, Tamor, is 100% correct. Paco, you don't do NFL. Darn. Yeah, I'm terrible. You don't want me to do NFL or anything. If anything, I should do NFL and then fade me because I'm terrible at it. Nate, Skaggs usually has that 1 inning he struggles. Yeah, well, hopefully he doesn't have that today. Semajay, line movement makes me want to take the under on the Brewers game. Okay. Tilo, yesterday was crazy. Yeah, crazy hot in Colorado. Today is cloudy. Okay. Might come in careful on the over. Okay. Paco sounds similar to Dia de la Muerte. Oh, we're talking about back to the whole spiritual thing in Japan. Yeah, the Obon festival stuff. It's really fascinating. Like I said, you guys just have to come. You have to come experience it. You have to come. I mean, if you get, you'll never forget it, man. I mean, if you guys have a chance and you have the funds, come to Japan for a week. You'll never forget it. It's a fascinating country. I love living here. Let's continue on down. Nate with the wow. Tilo, if I come to Japan, you have to go to karaoke with me and your Japanese honeys. Well, I'm married to one honey, and she is wonderful. But I will take you to karaoke. I don't mind having a beer. I'm not a big drinker, but yeah, if you guys came to Japan, because I'm only about an hour and a half from Tokyo, if any of you came to Japan and you messaged me, I would definitely meet you at least for a coffee. If you're weird, then that's going to be the end of our conversation. I'm not going to hang out with you because I don't know you, but I'm happy to meet you for a coffee. And if you're not weird, I'm happy to take you out to dinner. I have no problem with that. Most of the guys on here seem rather normal, so I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'll take you out. Sure. Tilo, I'll take you out, man. All right. Adam, you like Milwaukee tonight? Well, you don't know what you're going to get with Miley. Adam, you don't know what you're going to get. Stark, did you look at or take the big price on the A's at plus 190 today, tied in the eighth? How do you go outside that 100 plus 150? Well, I think in baseball you can do it. You can do it anytime in baseball if you think you're on something. Baseball is the best plus money line sport there is. Well, WNBA is actually really good as well. My friend I mentioned earlier is really high on the A's right now, and you guys should be too. That's a good A's team. They're scrappy. For plus money line dogs, what you want to look at teams are like in the middle of the pack in Major League Baseball. I mean, which basically means they can win almost any game, and don't be afraid of going against like a really good pitcher because it's baseball, man. Anything can happen. Let's see. Let's continue on down. King Art. Maybe that's my buddy King Al, I'm guessing. Hey, Charles, do you like Skaggs even off the deal? Yeah, but he only missed one start, so he should be okay. It's just a groin injury. He should be fine. Paco, in-game betting, Mr. Goxer, yeah. Hope all's well, Charles. We got to meet up in Fukuoka. I love Fukuoka. That's the first city I ever lived in Japan. I lived about like a 15-minute walk from the Fukuoka Dome. You could see it from my apartment. This is what, over 15 years ago. Fukuoka is great, man. You want to go to a city that's awesome? Fukuoka is my favorite city in Japan. Nagasaki is pretty cool too. And again, Mr. Goxer, anything on the second half for Japanese baseball? Right. Well, today's the All-Star game, so nothing going on really. And my what's up, Cappers? Let's go. All right, Tilo, we are all weird. Yeah, me too. Everybody's a little bit strange. Mal, would you look at Oakland? Well, I can't. Okay, I can't right now. I got to get out of here because the segment's running a little bit long. We'd have a heck of a time getting beers and or yeah, man. No, I'm not even joking. So if any of you guys ever decide to visit Japan, I'll be happy to meet you. Have a coffee or show you around or take you on a little tour. No problem doing that. Yeah, no problem. Honestly, and that's straight up. It wouldn't be the first time. You need a guide because it's different, man. It's really different. You guys would love it. I mean, I came here, planned on staying 2 years, been over 15. It's a great country. Let's see. My A's doing it with lowest payroll in baseball. Yep. They find a way, man. And Mr. Garza, yeah, you were telling me about Fukuoka Coastal. Yeah, it's a great city. And again, Mela Laugh, that was a weak attempt, Charles. At what? What was my weak attempt? I don't know what my weak attempt was. You'd have to clarify that. And Mr. Goxer again, like the Yomiuri Giants going forward, they've been in a groove. I don't like the Giants because they have all the money. They're like the Yankees in Japan, but they are good. They are pretty good. I still like Hiroshima, man. Hiroshima is my team. Those guys are good. Very hard to get tickets for that team. All right, that's it. Let's get out of here. So you guys, Thanks so much for coming in. If you ever notice, by the way, I just noticed this as well. If you come into this segment, you'll notice at the beginning of the segment, it's really dark here. And then by the end of it, it's bright because the sun's coming up. That's how early it is in the morning for me. But I do it because I love doing the segment. All right, you guys. So for us today, we got one play on the card. Again, thanks for coming in. We got off topic just a little bit there, talking about religion and stuff. Let's try to stick to sports. We could do that other stuff privately. But again, be sure to tune into our other segments coming up here for Sportsbook Review on our YouTube channel, especially Pete and Jimmy's show. I'll try to jump in there as well. That show's so much fun. Those guys are awesome. Love that show. You guys, for today, we got Angels, Seattle. We're going under the 7.5. A lot of really good games today, a lot of good pitching matchups. We'll be back on Saturday to talk some more sports. Saturday and Sunday, I'm actually going to be traveling a little. No, Sunday I'll be okay. Saturday slate, I'll be here, and then Sunday I'll be traveling, but I got my Wi-Fi, I'm good to go. So I'll be coming at you while I'm vacationing a little bit, but that's cool. That's it. So Stark Raving totals Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern. You guys, thanks again for coming in, and I'll talk to you all real soon. One last time for us today on the totals, we got one play, Angel Seattle. We're taking a shot here with Paxton and Skaggs under the 7.5. We'll see how it rolls out. You guys, best of luck on your picks, and I'll talk to you later. All right, take care.